I'm John Lovato Jr., and I'm part of a community of passionate firefighters who take ownership. We don't sit around waiting for experience, and we don't rely on our department for professional development. You see, we understand that the more we invest in ourselves, the better off our career and our lives are going to be. Because we are influencing people as opposed to forcing them, people who have never been taught the benefits of being into the job, we have to do things differently. We know what works because it's been modeled by great firefighters before us. It's just not understood by all, so we have to put ourselves out there to be judged. Put yourself out there, ignore the naysayers. They tell you you're doing the impossible, yet it works. Being in the job is actually what builds morale and performance. We are culture changers. We are bringing back the senior man culture. We are Brotherhood Coaching. Good morning, Brotherhood Coaching. Head on into work this morning. It's Monday. Had a pretty good weekend at the house. We do have a curious gator that's in the canal that I had to actually call like a trapping company and see if they'll come take a look at it, because it's kind of showing a little aggressive behavior towards the dogs, and as I walked out there yesterday. So that's always fun. But today we got do a little vertical stretch training, find a 2 or 3 story apartment, and practice, hey, how are we going to attack a fire on an elevated floor with no standpipe. And I kind of want to do, there's a couple areas in our area like that could be a potential hazard that I'm going to take the guys to. I'm curious if they've ever been to, so I want to do something different, maybe get out of the station, just look at some of the unique spots in our first due area. But I'm trying to get better at journaling, because I start it, I stop it, I start it, I stop it. And so I got this morning, and one of the areas I really want to start working on myself is, we're all busy, right? And I really value the uninterrupted time I get where I can focus on something and actually get something done. However, when I get interrupted, I get annoyed. And what I have to start remembering is the person interrupting me, they're not purposely trying to annoy me. They don't know that this is the only half hour I've ever had where I can actually work on something. They're just reaching out for either because they need something or they just want to talk, whatever it is. And I have to remember that, because when I act annoyed, someone calls, they start telling themselves their own stories as opposed to just understanding that, hey, I'm just busy. And in the end, I'm the only person that's got control over that, to just chill out. Hey, what do they need? Help them out with, not get annoyed over it. And then I either have to put in measures to not get interrupted, or accept the fact that it's going to get interrupted, or even when I'm home, wake up even earlier, because my children seem to know when I wake up and when I'm about to work on some stuff, and here they come. So that's one of the things I want to start working on. And because a lot of times we think it's always other people, when we can control our reactions to things. We tend to judge ourselves. I did a little Facebook Live yesterday, and I was talking that we judge ourselves on our intentions, and other people judge us on our actions. So what are your actions showing? Think about that, and I'll talk to you when I get off shift. All right, just finished up. It was a busy shift. Our rescue truck, they were pretty much moving all day. I had to take some care of some things around the station, repairs, and but hey, we still got a little bit of training in. We did our vertical stretch, went to a multi-story, multi-family, and had the guy stretch a line, which is always good, because as he stretched the line, he wasn't thinking what I was thinking on it. He's newer to my crew, and it showed me, hey, we need to drill this more. So we're actually going to drill it again next shift until we get it right with it. So a lot of times what helps with these trainings and drills is you see your weak points going, oh, okay, I'm glad let's figure this out on the training ground as opposed to on a call. So we also had to, taking care of repairs. I'm sure a lot of you, you got to think most of us have 3 shifts, and we got to communicate up the chain of command, try and get repairs done. And it can be a challenge. And why is it a challenge? Because communication is always difficult. It's difficult in our relationships. It's difficult at work. And so what I'm trying to figure out is how to be as clear as possible to paint the best picture, because the one thing you got to understand is when we communicate up chain of command or someone else, we have to basically paint the picture to them so they have the same experience we had. And most of the time they have limited information, so that's why you get a lot of questions that start happening up. When the questions start flowing your way, that means you probably weren't as clear, and you could have been more clear with your description. And that's something I got to work on too, because for us it's simple because we're affected by it. Hey, just give me the department credit card, let me just fix this. Meanwhile, you get a bunch of questions going on, and it's delaying it. So the more clear you can be, maybe with pictures, maybe just being more descriptive, probably the easier it's going to be to accomplish some of the things you want when you have to communicate through other people. And this goes for unmet expectations too. If you're having some issues with that, maybe you're not being as clear. Most people want to meet them. We just had a call, and one of the guys wasn't bunked out the way I liked, so I just started asking some questions, and come to find out, he started getting pulled in different directions by someone else, and that started that domino effect. He still knows what I want, but there's always other. It almost seems like there's always other variables, and don't always jump to conclusions if someone's being lazy with something. It could be they were getting pulled in a different direction, or they got different information because of communication, and that's why things went the way they did with it. So I hope you got something out of this episode. If you did, do me a favor and share it up with somebody else so they can get something out of it too. And stay tuned, because I will be having a Brotherhood Coaching swag drop coming within the next week. I'm designing some shirts right now, and this is going to be a one-time offer. And all the profits from it will be donated. I lost a buddy to a medical event a couple weeks ago, and all the money brought in from the shirt sales are going to go to a fund that's been set up for his kids. So look for that in the near future, and that'll be posted up through our email list. If you're not on the email list, get on it. Go to brothercoaching.com and sign up. You can also join our Facebook group, which you can find a link to that by finding our Facebook page, Brotherhood Coaching. And stay in the loop with everything's going on. Bye.